slide. Hold on.
Don't take my seat.
Because it'll take about 5 or 6 seconds for it to take to YouTube. And Kristen's in it.
Sorry, am I out?
Yeah.
Hey, remember, when I announce your name, you guys gotta get wild.
Isaiah, we're not in it, right?
Have them clap.
I'm not in it,
Not
right?
scream.
Hey, somebody get on YouTube. Or Drew, can you get on YouTube?
I said, who taught you all this stuff?
I taught
Is
it
it-
myself
is
in
it-
like one night.
Is it live right now?
Yeah. It's on. It's on.
Caden, it's on.
Can someone test it, please? Hello? Hang on.
Wait.
Give me a second.
Just go on YouTube.
Alright, wait.
I just want to come here. Need a whole piece. What was it like? That a piece on? Yeah, yes.
Why don't you hold the microphone?
Hmm?
Do you follow us on
Hold the
Instagram?
microphone. Or I guess you can't.
No, let's leave it.
We're just using the camera so that you could. I'm getting it.
You got a little guest star.
Hello.
You know what we're
Knuckles.
talking about.
Is his name really Knuckles?
Yes.
Knuckles.
Knuckles,
That's
here,
it.
baby. Oh my gosh, she's pooping.
Did you really?
Dude, it's been live for the past 2 minutes.
So when are you gonna start? Is it already on?
Alright,
Yeah.
Isaiah, I'm on your go when you're ready.
It's already got 2 dislikes because you guys are.
Alright, are you ready?
Oh my god.
Alright, whenever you're ready to start.
Alright.
Go.
Hello, and welcome to the greatest show of all time. You, the viewers, are part of history today. Because right now, it's Wilt's Wisdom. Now, introducing our cast for today's show. Coming in at Carter Kimball, 6 foot, 172. There he is. Woo! Now coming in at 6 foot, 160. They call him the Colton Campbell. Now coming in at 6 foot also, the Colton Fallon. All right, thank you.
Is it only on YouTube?
Pardon?
Why is it on Instagram?
It's on YouTube, man.
Commentary
Okay.
questions coming later.
Thank you for tuning in today, sir. Alright, now since I introduced my cast, let's formally introduce them. We go over the Mr. Carter Campbell. They call him the god of memes. Mr. Carter Campbell, give it up for him, please. Mr. Carter Campbell, give it up for him, please. Good. Fresher than a bowl of hot Campbell soup, the Colton Campbell. Now, we call him the Fallon. The Colton Fallon. Alright, so let's start it off today. We have our first topic, the Dakota Access Pipeline. Alright, now this has been a recent controversy because the conservatives and liberals and Republicans and Democrats have been fighting over it. So let's give a little info in the background. The Dakota Pipeline is a $3.7 billion pipeline planted at nearly 1,200 miles to transport some crude oil. The controversy, though, Standing Rock and Indians have said that the water is going to be polluted and damaged. But the question is, shall we keep the pipeline going or should we stop it? Now first, let's get Mr. Colton Fallon down there. Everybody give it up for him. Now, Mr. Fallon, what do you think about this?
Well, I think it's bad.
And sir, do you have a reason why?
Well, it's destroying our environment.
And do you have any proof of that?
Yes, I do.
And what is that, sir?
It's tearing up natural reservations. It's tearing up Indian reservations and destroying our wildlife.
Okay, that's pretty good. Mr. Colton Campbell, what's your thoughts on this?
I agree with Mr. Colton Fallon by saying that it's going through Native American lands that aren't owned by the U.S. government, and they're trying to build the pipeline underneath of sacred land.
That's pretty good. Now, Mr. Carter, I can see you're doing some lifts over there. While you're getting ripped, can you tell me what's your thoughts?
Well, I'm already ripped, so let's start off with that. I'm gonna have to
Good point.
I'm gonna have to go off of Colton Campbell here and say we weren't here first. This is not our land. If you've ever been to a Native American reservation, it's not that pretty to sight to see,
Very
and that's
true.
just some beautiful land.
Definitely.
That's all they got left, and we just need to keep it theirs.
Very true. All right, now, folks, let me break it down for you here from the Caden Will. I'm going to give you some facts here. This pipeline here is actually 90% complete. It's going to give the U.S. $3 billion in money, 28,000 jobs, actually 12,000 to be honest, so confirmed. The pipeline is also safer by truck or train, which is what they're transporting oil by now. So it's actually safer, and there's no evidence of any pollution or contaminants leaking into the water. And although there's also 8 pipelines already built, so let that sink in. So what's the debate? I mean, it's already been proven it's more safer and being growth of jobs. What do you think? Thank you. All right, our next topic for today. Trump, the man we all know, increased the military by 83% and also $54 billion to increase his spending. Now let's go down the line here. Mr. Carter Campbell, what do you think of this order by increasing the military but cutting the EPA?
We already got the most spending in the military
And the
so
best
far.
military, by the way.
Best
Yes.
military. The only thing we don't have is the most amount of nukes, but our nukes are far more superior than Russia's. If we take a look at the stats, we got a total of 13 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, and our most leader in the most other amount of aircraft carriers is 1, and it's Russia, and it's diesel-powered. But other than that, I think we already... I think we already spent enough on the military, to be honest. I think we need to put some more money towards other things, more important things, like our schooling system and our foods in our school
good
is
thoughts,
kind of
very good
lacking, and
thoughts.
infrastructure we really need fixing up on the roads and stuff. There could be better uses for the money.
Good thoughts. Now let's switch down to Mr. Colton Fallon down there. What do you think about this?
Well, I'm gonna have to agree with Carter down there that we could use it because we don't need that much military spending right now. Like, are we in a war?
Very true.
Yes, we are.
We're not in a war.
It's been 15 years since we started the war on terrorism.
You heard from the man. All right.
Hey,
Mr. Colton oh, my bad, sir. Go ahead. Finish you.
okay. We need to invest this money into welfare. They need it.
If you don't got a job, you don't need money.
Mr. Colton Campbell, what are your thoughts?
I agree with my fellow family member here by saying that we need to, instead of increasing military spending, put more of it into education
I agree.
of our youth and of our...
And here's Mr. Caden Wilt's thoughts on this. You know, I am all for the military, and I'm all for supporting the men and women of our law enforcement. They're very important. And even increasing financially support, it's a great idea. But $54 billion, in my opinion, is just a bit too much. But why not? I mean, you're supporting the best country in the world, so it's up to you. But if you guys didn't know, we actually spend 3 times more on any military in the world on our national defense spending, which I'm sure you guys already knew that. But I mean, the best part of this whole order is that the VA, for you children that know, the veterans, is actually getting funded by all this money to help them out. We know the veterans have been lost out, so it's a great idea. All right, and now we will go to our audience, our beautiful audience. Would any of you have any questions? Oh, thank you, Miss Kins.
You go first. Did you have a question? Okay, I'll go. All right. So what inspired you to start Wilt Wisdom?
Wilt Wisdom. Just my wisdom. It's rapidly growing on a fast pace. I was like, I need to spread this wisdom.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just kidding. There's a man named Greg Gutfield. I'm sure you all know who he is.
Great
Yes, Fallon just said a thumbs up.
man. Great man.
Yes, one of the greatest men you'll ever meet. Give him a watch. But Miss Brumfield, that's who inspired me.
Okay.
Miss Hannon, do you have a question? No? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Miss Bailey.
It's Mrs. Lester.
Mrs. Lester, my bad.
What's your goal for this show?
Miss Bailey's a teacher.
My goal for this show is to inspire children, spread wisdom, and give the United States more power. Thank you for that. That was a great question. Mr. Hall, I see you slouching over there. Could you, sirs, please sit up and give me a question?
When are you leaving?
I beg your pardon?
When are you leaving?
When are you leaving?
When are we leaving this nation? Never.
Yes,
This is
thank
America.
you. Yes. Thank you. Mr. Nathaniel Riddle, I like that Budweiser shirt. It's a great company. It's one of our sponsors. Sir, did you have any questions?
I got a question. What are your thoughts on the recent Jeff Sessions allegations and how this is going to affect Trump's cabinet?
Very good question. We've all seen Jeff Sessions here, Trump's attorney general, I believe. Trump something, one of his cabinet picks. It's close enough. He recently got involved with the question about Russia. The media actually did a bait and switch. He actually worked for the military, and when they asked him this, of course he meets with other international diplomats. I mean, it's part of his job as an army diplomat. But they did a bait and switch question. Then they asked him, as a politician running for Trump's campaign, did you have contact with the Russians? Well, of course he did, bozos. He was part of his army recruitment. But yeah, that's a great question. Thank you. And our cameraman, Mr. Isaiah Lester. How are you today, sir?
Good.
Do you have any questions for me today?
No.
No, not at all? Not one bit?
Not one bit.
Okay.
Isaiah, I have a question for you.
Oh, okay.
Oh. So, how do you feel? How was the set? Like, was the setup hard to do? Like, how much work went into this show?
Not much work, honestly. Just me and him whipped it together in a matter of 2 nights. So.
Oh,
Yeah, 2 nights.
worth it. Fallon, I have a question for you.
Okay. Mr. Will, I'm gonna follow that up with the next question.
All right, yeah, we'll go ahead.
I have a question for you, Mr. Will, since I'm on the show.
Okay.
All right. Next Friday on the next live episode of Wilt's Wisdom, can we choose a different audience to bring in here?
Yes, if you'd like to.
Like,
You know-
yeah.
I agree.
what's the problem with them now, sir?
There's too many women.
We can take a vote. All in favor of a new audience next show? Raise your hand.
I'll be on the show.
Sorry,
Okay, I
the
think
host
we
cannot
should
vote,
first
so this is for the audience.
I just asked for a piece of
I'll be
pizza.
on the show
Um,
next Friday.
That's unanimous. Everybody watching, so.
Okay, and now the greatest segment you've all been waiting for, the Your Choice segment. Let's go to the Carter Campbell. Now this segment is just whatever my cast has, just whatever they can think of. So this is something you've been waiting to say all show, but you haven't had a chance to say it. What would you like to say?
I don't think we're doing enough funding towards the kennel program. I was talking to my great friend, and he's helps me through a lot. He's my workout buddy, and he's talking to me, and he can't speak English. You know, he's a dog. But
Hey, don't let him hear that.
But he thinks we just need a better kennel program. There's too many dogs dying nowadays, and because no one adopts. So go adopt a dog today.
Very good. Now let's go to Mr. Colton Campbell.
All I gotta say is, hoods up for Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin was murdered 5 years ago, this past Sunday, in cold blood.
This past Sunday, the Twin Towers were bombed in 1993.
Let's go to Mr. Colton Fallon. One thing you've been waiting to say all show, but you haven't had a chance to say it.
Limits on what I can say.
Nothing but the Jim Crow laws.
Keep it medium. I hope the crowd did not just hear that, and we do not stand for racism on this show. Thank you. Mr. Fallon,
Dog said it.
About sexism.
Dog said it.
you may ask.
Huh?
Oh, okay, go ahead.
What's your opinion on women's rights?
I believe, and actually this is a great point he just made up. Trump actually just signed into law, actually into effect yesterday, that's recruiting over 100,000 new women to the fields of math, science, and engineering. That's a great question. I support women fully. I mean, heck, we come out of women, so I mean, how else are we gonna get out of here? Great question.
Tilly.
Anybody else? Mr. Ben Riddle, I see you back there.
Yes, sir. What are your thoughts on education?
As in Gallia Academy High School, or?
As in, like, the world.
Oh. In my opinion, I believe education is a huge privilege. I mean, we all sit here, we think today that, we go to school every day. Not a lot of kids have that, and actually lots of kids in the Middle East get killed and get executed for the same thing we do.
Mostly women.
Yes. Very good point. Middle East, you're sexist. All right, you heard it. Very good question. Anybody else?
What do you think about the refugees and bringing them in to America?
Veterans before refugees. You heard it first here on the Wilt's Wisdom. Mr.
American
Campbell, what do you think?
civilians
Yes.
before refugees. That's what I say.
Mr. Campbell? Colton Campbell, that is. He's froze with fear. Hang on. Mr. Colton Fallon?
On refugees,
Yes.
I'm going to agree with you. Veterans before refugees.
Mhm. And I'm not saying that. Of course, we're an immigration country. We're always gonna. Thank you. We're gonna let people in. That's not a problem. But first, they just have to be properly vetted and properly let in. Then we have a huge big door. We'll let them in. But we got to keep the bad ones out. Don't forget that. All right. Any more questions?
How do you feel about the wall?
Build that wall. I'll tell you what, people. The wall is going to cost $24 billion. I believe that was my last calculation. $24 billion. It's also going to stop $63 billion worth of drugs. I mean, if any of you took in a common math class, 64 minus 23, it's a positive outcome, which I don't actually know what that is, but you guys know on the camera what that is. All right. Any else questions?
I think we're good.
You good?
1 minute break?
Huh?
1 minute
I
break?
think we're good.
I think we're good, aren't we?
Mhm.
You have anything else to say, Carter? I believe you act like you have something else to say.
I don't think we're doing enough funding towards memes.
He is the god of memes, don't forget.
There's too many trash memes nowadays. What in tarnation? That used to be a great meme. Make what in tarnation great again. They ruined that meme. They just put a hat on somebody, then and it on to the end of it. What cowboy hat on it? It's ridiculous. Nick Dembo, your memes are trash.
You first. You heard it first here. Well, thank you for watching. I mean, it's not like you won anyway, but go USA.
Go hit the gyms.